Hello, hello, hello. We got some fun stuff here. Really good stuff. This first one, it was a late edition. It's from Jalapeno. It's fantastic. Judge Boone has he's got a rough start to the day, but he has fun with it. And then of course I've got stuff from Law Nerds Unite. Let's carry on, shall we?
What's your name?
Buddy Armbruster.
Can you guess who the big dummy is? It's really hard.
Cody Armbruster, you're here on a couple of affidavits, actually. One affidavit has that you could be charged with aggravated domestic battery, robbery, criminal restraint, criminal threat, interference with law enforcement officer, possession of marijuana, and then use or possession with the intent to use drug paraphernalia into the human body. The other affidavit, and I don't know the two affidavits are very similar in nature. One's just extended.
That two-tone hair is at least a misdemeanor.
Has alleged aggravated domestic battery, criminal restraint, criminal threat. So I'm going to set your bond today in bond conditions. Mr. Cunningham, what's the state's position on bond?
Your Honor, I too was confused on it. And reading both affidavits, it does appear that it's the same conduct alleged in both. The extended one just includes a follow-up investigation alleging the misdemeanor possession of THC and the misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia. The state does find that there is probable cause for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, a level 7 person felony, aggravated domestic battery, a level 7 person felony, criminal threat, a level 9 person felony, interference with law enforcement and a felony investigation, a level 9 non-person felony, criminal restraint, a Class A misdemeanor, possession of THC, a Class B misdemeanor, and possession of drug paraphernalia, also a Class B misdemeanor. Your Honor, I've been advised that Mr. Armbruster has a KDOC warrant that was issued yesterday. We would ask the court to set bond at $75,000 cash or commercial surety on this.
Armbruster, you can speak to the amount of bond, but I mean, if there's a hold, it doesn't really matter too much.
Okay, let me say this, okay?
You don't want to go into the facts of the case.
I'm not.
Get ready for the stupid.
Okay, there's a KDOC loan, so I get off parole January 26th. In any case, I as a United States citizen, still now should not be held under excessive bail or bond, right? Okay, if I have a part-time job and I don't even have $100 to my name, $75,000 for any case under constitutional right is excessive bail.
Your Honor, may I respond to that?
I want to know why. Because why, Mr. Armbruster?
Why? Because I'm a United States citizen.
What's bail for?
I mean, I obviously I can't get out until the 26th, no matter what. When I get off parole.
What's the purpose of bail? I want to know if you know what the purpose of bail is.
The purpose of bail is obviously to allow you the opportunity to fight your case, to be able to return to society and do what's necessary. I can't even go back to work at least till the 26th when the KDOC hold is lifted.
Mr. Cunningham, your response?
Your Honor, obviously the statutes prescribe the purpose of bail is for community safety and to prevent flight risk. It's to ensure the defendant's attendance at court hearings and that members of the public aren't endangered. In looking at the bond schedule, what the state's asking for is actually close to $40,000 under what he would come out at on the bond schedule. We believe because of the nature of the crimes, Mr. Armbrust's criminal history, if KDOC warrant, what the state's asking is more than generous.
Prosecutor 1, defendant 0.
Trumped up charges and trumped up bonds. It's an illegal constitutional violation of my constitutional rights.
All right, Mr. Armbruster, hang on a second. Hang on. I'm going to set your bond at 75,000 cash or commercial surety. You see a bondsman about it. It comes with a no contact order with the alleged victim, JM. No contact of any kind, no face-to-face, friend-to-friend, social media contact.
No worries.
No possession or consumption of any illicit drugs or any alcohol while you're out on bond. You are subject to random blood, breath, or urine tests by any member of the court and any member of law enforcement at any time. Don't break any laws of the state of Kansas. And if you get an attorney for this, stay in contact with your attorney. And you can sure apply for that attorney right now while you're in jail, okay?
Yep. Thank you.
All I have for you today.
Thank you.
You're
Your Honor,
welcome.
we will have to relocate for the next person.
Okay.
All right, might have to skip ahead here a little bit. I threw this together fast.
Are you Keith Rodney Einsel?
This guy is every bit as a big dummy as the last one. It's it's so fun.
Yes.
Mr. Einsel, you're here on a probable cause affidavit. Nothing's been formally filed in your case. But I'm going to set your bond today on the probable cause affidavit that says you could have interference with law enforcement officer charged against you, and then a couple of counts of battery on a law enforcement officer. And the state's position on bond, Mr. Cunningham, what's your position?
Your Honor, the the battery on the law enforcement officers, actually under the subsection they fall under, due to their status being in the county jail and being unarmed at the time, they would actually be both level 5 person felonies. And then the interference with the law enforcement would actually just be a Class A non-person misdemeanor. Your Honor, based on that, the state's going to ask the court to set bond at $20,000 cash or commercial surety.
Mr. Einsel, do you want to speak to the amount of bond?
If I go through a bondsman, I'd have to put up 10%.
Yeah,
That'd be $2,000.
right.
Felony. Is that right, prosecutor? I'm sorry. You the prosecutor, sir? I'm sorry.
I'm not the prosecutor, but he said it was a level 5 felony. So I can just tell you,
No, I'm sorry, sir. What's your title? Sir, I'm sorry.
I'm a judge.
Okay. I thought judge is the...
He's setting your bond.
Hey, big dummy. As a longtime litigator, I'm going to give you a clue. The judge is the one in the freaking black robe. Okay? It'll be the only one there in a black robe. Every time. Every single time. If there are no black robes because it's like a lax court, well, then you can start asking questions. But if there's one person there in a black robe, that's the judge.
Pretty
Okay,
low.
you're the judge, the gentleman in the white, the blue tie, you're the judge.
Prosecutor. The guy in the white coat.
Okay, you're the prosecutor, the judge is the gentleman with the,
I'll set your bond at $20,000 cash or commercial surety. Make sure you make all your bond conditions. If you bond out, you don't possess or consume any illicit drugs or any alcohol while you're out on bond. You're going to be randomly tested through blood, breath, or urine. Make sure that your body's free of those substances. Make sure you don't break any laws of the state of Kansas, and you stay in contact with your attorney if you get one, because if those cases or trials get moved, you'll want to be notified. If you break any of those bond conditions, you'll be rearrested. You understand?
Yes, I do. I live in Commerce City, Colorado. I'm here supposed to be taking care of my mother.
Okay.
And she was just...
I like that supposedly. Like we know you're lying and you just go ahead and tell us. Number one, we don't believe you. Number two, we don't care.
Released from the hospital. So anyway, I live in Commerce City, Colorado. How are we going to handle this?
That we just handled it. That's how we're going to do it.
So when is my court appearance? When is my court appearance?
You know, if you bond out your first court appearance, unless you get documentation of charges, is the 14th, is the 24th day of March at 8 o'clock.
Okay, and so I got to get back to Denver. What do you?
Yeah, we still don't care.
Giving breathalyzers in Denver, or how does that work? I don't understand.
I couldn't tell you that. If you want to speak to an attorney, make sure you hire one or fill out paperwork for court appointed.
This is kind of a tough. I have another court appearance. I don't know if you see the paperwork in front of you. I have another court appearance.
More shit we don't care about. The only fun thing here is Boone's on board. He gets it, and he doesn't care, and he doesn't mind telling you.
January 20th, I believe, I think it's a DUI here in Hayes.
Okay, do you have an attorney for that?
I filled out the paperwork for a court-appointed attorney. I just did that 2 days ago, I believe, or yesterday.
Perfect. Speak to that attorney, and they can advise you of all those things.
Okay, so
I'll take a look at that paperwork, and if we have it in our office, I'll take a look at it and see if you qualify. Okay.
All right. So right now it's $20,000 cash or $2,000 to a bail bond.
Yes.
And if I do not come up with that money, then I to remain incarcerated until March. What?
Well, that's just your first appearance. I'm not saying you'd be released in March. Okay.
Okay. If I want to bond out right now, I need to come up with 20,000 cash.
Yeah, we're kind of going in a circular mode.
Yeah, what makes you think you're getting released just because you got a card? That was straight troll from the judge. I mean, it's true, but he didn't have to mention it. That was the judge having fun, and I enjoyed it.
Motion, Mr. Einsel. I think that's all I have. Do you have anything else, Mr. Cunningham?
Your Honor, the only thing I would note is I'm not sure if the DUI he's referencing is through municipal court. Certainly our office doesn't have any record of it. It could be a ticket through like KHP or something where we wouldn't have it quite yet. But I'm not sure that case is through the county. I'm suspecting it's probably through the city.
It's municipal court.
Ms. Greenwood, anything else from your office?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. I think we're done.
We're a quarter of a century. Like we're a quarter of a way into the new century. Think about that.
Okay, this one's also fun. This guy's a bigger dummy than the last two. Judge Holmes is becoming a favorite of mine. This is Zach's fault.
Like, I don't know. All right. 251765. Tane Soko versus Richard Montoya and all occupants of Unit 309. Do I have someone here on behalf of Tane Soko?
Mr. Cahan for the plaintiff.
Oh, good afternoon. Happy New Year, Mr. Cahan.
Happy New Year.
All right. Do I have someone here on behalf of the defendant, Richard Montoya?
Yeah, this is him.
Oh, okay. Hello, Mr. Montoya. I see you. I think you're on two screens. I got you one on your video and one on your audio, and that's totally fine. Good afternoon. Happy New Year to you, sir.
Happy New Year to you.
All right. Mr. Cahan, tell me about this case, please.
So this is primarily behavioral issues, non-rent breaches, specifically sections 2.2 and 4.2 and others of the lease, threatening violence against staff and other occupants of the property, being arrested on the property for drug dealing and possession, drinking, being drunk on the property in common areas, and owing other amounts than rent. Specifically, 4.2 which states engages in dangerous behavior regardless of whether or where the arrest or conviction occurs. You or occupant is arrested on the property. In this case, any illegal drugs or paraphernalia are found in your apartment, and you or your guest occupant engages in any prohibited conduct. The items I've sent to the court include an affidavit.
I mean, it's prohibited, but also in a trailer park, it's kind of expected.
David from a police officer after the arrest that took place in this property. I believe that was November 19th, in which they conducted a secret drug deal and then continued to arrest the occupants of the property and clearly denote that they found I believe it was fentanyl.
You said
in their items on.
I mean, they have to do it, but for like a police task force, getting drug busts out of a trailer park is like shooting fish in a barrel. It really is. It's just like, our quota's down. Let's run a sting on the trailer park
Property.
Okay.
You said November 19th. That's the wrong date, sir. It happened November 2nd, and the person who was at my residence that day had the drugs on him. So when the cops pulled him over, he had the drugs.
Mr. Montoya, I want to warn you that as the defendant, it is not your turn to speak, and you're actually kind of making a statement against your own.
I'm just letting you know it's false allegations that he's saying. Like, the rent's been paid because I got a voucher that pays the rent fully every month. So,
Mr. Montoya.
Again,
Mr. Montoya.
Okay, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
You said a friend of yours got arrested for fentanyl. Is that correct?
Yeah, wherever he got pulled over when he left my house, like when the cops came to my house, there was no drugs in my house found or nothing. There was nothing on me. So
were you arrested?
Right now,
there were no drugs in my house before my dealer showed up. That's why I called him.
They arrested me because they're trying to pin his drugs on me, and that's on my paper.
You were arrested, Mr. Montoya. Mr. Montoya, I am not the court to determine whether you are innocent or not. That is totally not here. As far as I'm concerned, you are absolutely innocent. The question is whether or not you were arrested on site at the complex. Is it true that you were arrested on site?
In my apartment, yeah, because of the false allegations, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and was one of your guests or occupants arrested as well?
Who?
Was the friend who was there, did he get arrested too?
It wasn't on the property. Wherever he got arrested at, he said that he told the undercover officer that he got it from apartment 309. So when they came in November 2nd, they didn't find nothing, So when I went to court for November 6th to get magistrated out, my lawyer said, well, they're charging me for Mr. Blackburn's.
All right, congratulations. You've lost this hearing. Let's see if you can let's see if you can keep talking and get yourself convicted of something as well.
No, that's why I got arrested. Because if I would have got arrested, they would have taken my money and all. So they gave my money back and everything. And,
Mr. Montoya, you were arrested and then you were released on bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I go to court tomorrow for these allegations.
Wait, is he suggesting that the sting officers gave his money back? I find that hard to believe, but even if you had an exchange of money with officers in conducting a drug sting, that's not good. That's not good. That's not the sort of thing you tell anybody. Certainly not. It's not something you say in open court. Maybe your defense attorney in private, at most.
Then you have proven for Mr. Cahan exactly what he alleged, that you got arrested on site and that you have a current pending criminal charge. Whether you're innocent about it is at least in this situation, not really, I hate to say this, it's not relevant to whether or not you breached the lease.
Yeah, but the drugs weren't in my apartment or on me.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I believe you, right? But the question is,
because he's saying that I was dealing drugs.
Sure.
I was dealing drugs.
I'm not finding that. what he's saying is that the fact that you got arrested is in itself a violation of the lease provisions.
I get her point, but I wouldn't offer I believe you. I would just stick with it's not relevant here because I don't believe him. I believe he had drugs in his apartment. I believe he's dealing drugs. I don't know if he's going to get convicted of it or not, but that's what I do believe.
So my question is,
but
did you
due
get
to
arrested?
false information, yes, I did get arrested on the property because of that false allegation. Yes.
That's a different lawsuit that you should talk to an attorney about. What do I do if someone falsely accused of something and I got harmed as a result?
Exactly. That's why I'm here today going to court. Because if I would have agreed with
Mr. Montoya,
Mr. Initial, because he wanted to move me out, he tried to pay me to move me out, and I told him no.
okay, here's the thing.
Exactly.
Mr. Montoya,
I took. Well,
hear what I'm saying. If you got arrested on your property because someone falsely claimed against you, that is unfortunate. But the fact that you got arrested is a violation of your lease in and of itself, and the landlord can evict you. That may seem unfair, or come on, I got wrongly arrested.
it is.
That may
He
be
don't
all
got no
true,
proof.
but Mr. Montoya,
He don't got no proof.
he doesn't need to.
Nope.
The fact that you got arrested is all the proof Mr. Cahan needs for his client to evict you. Even if you are found innocent, you still got arrested, and that is the violation of the lease that's required.
But he's saying I was dealing drugs. I
don't find that to be true. Mr. Montoya, I just agreed with you. He did not prove that. He can say what he wants, but as a lawyer, he makes an assertion. As the judge, I make a ruling. What I found to be true is not that you dealt drugs, but that you got arrested. You might have been wrongfully arrested, but the fact that you were arrested in and of itself is a violation of the lease. And that's all they've got to prove.
Yeah, but and at that, the manager, he trusted me. He gave me keys to the laundromat to say, when he became the owner, he said I'm a good guy. He trusted me. So like now he's saying his staff is threatened by me, but his staff was the one threatening me when they were lying to a female that was about to get abused by her boyfriend. And I had to stick up for the lady. So when I stick up for the lady.
Oh, sweet Jesus. He's a hero, Judge. He's a hero. He's a white knight over there in the trailer park. How dare you evict him? Simpson would buy it.
His staff were like, oh, there's a new sheriff in town. It's Nacho. And if he got a problem, we could fight right here. Like he threatened me, tried to fight me in front of the camera. I said, man, look. I said, all I don't do is protecting the girl from getting beat up from her boyfriend. I said, so he called the cops and all that. That's what that problem was. But from the beginning of these past 2 years, I've been having maintenance issues with these apartments since I moved in, and nothing's gotten done. I even spoke to the new property manager about my maintenance problems, and still nothing got done. I was without an AC unit for 6 months, almost the whole half summer, so like, come on now. Like, it don't make no sense. And then my lease is up next month, so like.
All right, Mr. Montoya, I appreciate.
Yeah, okay, don't care.
Appreciate the information. It does give me a better understanding of what took place. Mr. Cahan, besides possession, what is the landlord seeking?
We are seeking $900 in attorney fees and court costs.
Okay. All right.
It's not you, it's me.
Judgment for the plaintiff, it'll be a possession award. We would give attorney's fees of $900 and the cost of court. I need to set an appeal bond for this one. What's the monthly rent, Mr. Cahan?
$1,380.
Mr. Montoya, is that correct? Is it $1,300 a month?
Well, yeah, they went up, and still nothing is getting repaired. Every unit in that whole apartment complex gotten repaired except mine. So, and then and I pay people out of my pocket to clean up the whole apartment complex. So it's like, man, I shouldn't have to be paying no $900 fee or anything because he's the one who wants to go to court, and I'm here to just to prove to y'all that I'm innocent. Because
Mr.
if I would agree with him,
Mr. Montoya,
I would agree with him to move
Mr.
out.
Montoya, I'm
Then I would
telling
have
you,
been
prove your innocence in the court you have coming up. This is not the court for that. This is the court about an eviction. And today, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to put it, plaintiff met their burden to show that the breach of the lease occurred because you were arrested on site. So with that, it's going to be a judgment for the plaintiff with possession. The only money you owe is $900 in the attorney's fees and the cost of court. Mr. Montoya, both you and the plaintiff can appeal. You have 5 days to appeal. I'm going to set the appeal bond equal to a month of rent, so it's $1,300. Mr. Montoya, when you checked in, we got a good email address for you? Did we get a good email address for you when you checked in, Mr. Montoya? You're on mute. If you're trying to speak, I can't hear you. JC, when you checked in, we get a good email address?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Hello?
Fantastic. Yes, good. Hello again, Mr. Montoya. I just want to make sure that we got an email address from you when you came in. We're going to give you a copy of the order. We'll email that to both you and to plaintiff today, and then we'll mail you one as well. Okay, sir?
So what was the appeal for again? Like, so
Yeah,
what I
the
got to
appeal
do with the
bond
appeal
is-
again?
If you want to appeal my decision, you have 5 days to file an appeal bond. And your appeal bond is $1,300.
So what's the decision?
I found in favor of the plaintiff. And so today, sir, you are being evicted for a violation of the lease, but the monetary amount you owe is only for attorney's fees and cost of court. So it's a $900 for the lawyer's fees and then about $130 in cost of court. And you can appeal it within 5 days and an appeal bond of $1,300. And if you can't afford the appeal bond, you
So
may
appeal the eviction. You said so you're saying I can appeal the eviction again?
Absolutely. Everyone can appeal. You have 5 days. If you don't appeal in 5 days, the judgment is final on day 6. And
Well,
that's
I would do that again. And I'll have my lawyer get present so he can say the allegations are just, like I said, I'm innocent until proven guilty, like I said.
and Mr. Montoya.
When I got arrested and not on the property. Like,
Okay. All parties are excused. Thank you. Let's go to the next one because we're not here about guilt or innocence.
He wanted to say my lawyer. He's got a lawyer because he's a criminal charge and the taxpayers are paying for it. That lawyer's going to tell him to pound sand when he asks him to file an appeal on an eviction that was clean as a whistle.
Crime. We're here about whether or not the civil burden has been met. Right. Go defend yourself. I'm 100%. All right.
All right. Detective, your name?
All right. This is Judge Dad. It's relatively wholesome, but it's fun.
Detective Davis, Woodhaven Police Department.
Mr. Evans, your name?
Ian Evans.
Your appearance?
Oh, that's going to be announced.
What is he going to do?
Judge, he works for Ford and gets paid Friday. He can have this paid by Monday, but he will plead guilty to failure.
Hang on. Look at me, Mr. Williams. You understand what your lawyer said? Hello? Talk to me, not to him. He's the police officer. I'm the judge. Come on up here. Are we having a problem with the volume?
A little bit. I didn't tell you were talking to me. My fault, sir.
All right. That's all right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Your lawyer tells me you're going to plead guilty. If you plead guilty to this failure to pay $285, you could get 29 days. You can satisfy that in full by serving the 29 days, so you'll be out by February the 4th or 5th, or you can pay it all, or you can serve some time and pay the balance. You get $10 credit for each day served. You understand that?
Right.
I can't. You understand that?
Yep.
You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty by preponderance of the evidence. You have the right to question their witnesses. Bring in your own. Use the subpoena powers the court.
Yeah, the nose ring looks like crap on everybody. I see it more on women, but it doesn't look any better on a man. It's just a horrible choice. It's like a face tattoo. It just sucks.
To bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we are not going to have a trial of any kind. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
To the charge, you failed to pay $285. How do you plead?
Plead guilty.
You failed to pay?
His balance is actually $320 now.
Oh, $320 because of warrant fees, because he doesn't show up. To the charge, you failed to pay $320. How do you plead?
Guilty.
So you could get 32 days. Do you understand that?
I do, sir.
You failed to pay?
I cannot pay right now. I'm sorry.
Did you fail to pay? You got a problem.
I did fail to pay.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
Nobody forced me to plead guilty.
How old are you?
How old am I? 22. Just turned 22.
You work at Ford Motor Company?
A little over a year now.
Where at? Which plant?
Down in Monroe, the packaging plant.
How much do you make there?
I just now make over like $25 an hour.
You married?
No.
Kids?
I have a kid on the way in April.
You're making $25 an hour and you haven't paid your fines? You got a big problem here. You better call somebody.
Yeah, it was.
You don't think I'm going to let you walk out of here today, do you? You show disrespect like this. You don't pay.
I know.
Hang on. If you told me you were making $8 an hour and you had 4 kids and somehow, some way you didn't have the time to come in here, I might understand it. You should have come in and talked to us. She didn't show up in March. She blew this off.
Yeah.
Did you let him make Detective your name?
Detective Kyle Davis.
Did you let him make calls?
He did get a phone call with his mother, I believe, hours ago.
You better get your mother to bring you the money.
Yeah, I already, it's all my money, and I pay rent and stuff on my own, so I don't get paid until Friday.
Rent to who?
Rent. I pay for my own house and stuff, so I
listen, do you rent a house?
I do.
Where's the house?
That's over there in Taylor.
How much you pay per month?
Just about $1,500, a little bit more. Like I wish I had the money. I would pay it right now if I could. Like I said,
it's not that you don't have the money. That's not the issue. The issue is you should have shown up for your show calls and said,
here's the thing,
listen, you're interrupting. Judges don't like it when you interrupt. You should have just come in here back in March and said, Judge, listen, I'm having some hard time. I pay $1,500 a month. I don't have the money. Can I have an extension? In which case I would have said yes. And if you did that, you're interrupting me again. I thought I said not to interrupt me. If you did that 42 times, I still would have let you go on. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I understand. Can I add something, Your Honor?
Can you have what?
Can I add something? I haven't the reason why I haven't had no vehicle though. So ever since
wait a minute, I didn't hear that. You what?
I haven't since I got that accident though. I never even knew that I never had no vehicle to get that ticket or warrant handled. So I never even knew that it became a warrant until I had my new vehicle set. So it's kind of I didn't avoid it. I just could never make my way down to Woodhaven or anything like that to
Hey, that sound like you live in Iron Mountain, young man. You drove by here every day. Where's the plant you work at?
I technically don't drive there. My mom. I drive.
Where's the plant you work at?
Monroe.
Where's Taylor? Is it north of here or south of here?
It is. That's north from Monroe.
Where is Monroe from here? Is it south of here or north of here?
South.
You drive by here, whether you're driving whether you're taking a helicopter ride, a boat ride, you're taking a bicycle, somebody's driving you. You come by here every single day. I-75 you would take to Monroe, and there's a Woodhaven exit on I-70 off of I-75.
Yeah,
Make it sound like this was an impossible task. We didn't ask you to go to the moon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was real.
It's not. You don't have to apologize to me. You're going to be the one that's going to end up with the consequences here.
I know. It's just things. Like I said, when I got that ticket, I didn't. I lost my car. I was in the middle of moving, and I never even really thought of it. And then I got a car back, and then the car blew up on me, and then I had to get a new. It's just been it's not even I don't even drive to work. To be honest with you, my mom drives me to work. So, I carpool with her. We work together. So, it's not that I purposely avoided or, it's just I just never even really had thought of it. I ended up moving. I never got any email or text that the ticket became a warrant or anything like that. So, and
hang on, slow down. Detective, where was he picked up?
Southgate.
What was he doing in Southgate?
It was a traffic stop. The officer indicated that the high beams were on, so he pulled him over because the high beams and windows.
I thought you just told me you don't drive. Didn't you just tell me? Hang on.
I said I don't drive.
Hang on.
I don't go down past Woodhaven though. I go to reviews of the gym and that's it.
You drive to Monroe for work, right? Somebody drives.
Uh-huh.
You don't take a helicopter, do you?
My mom, yeah, I drive with my mom down there, but I ride back here up to Taylor after work, and then I go to the gym. I go to the gym.
The more we're having this conversation, the more I think you need to go to jail.
Okay.
These guys. How much do you get paid on Friday?
They should get paid around. It's a holiday check. I should be getting paid pretty good money.
I didn't ask you that. Can you pay this all on Friday, or do you need more time?
I can pay it all on Friday, sir.
Are you sure?
100%.
I will give you more time if you need more time, but you can't do this. You should learn that this should be a lesson, because really you should go to jail today. Are you sure you can pay all of this on Friday?
The 300 and what is it, $20 now? I can give you even more than that.
I don't want more than that. You pay $320 by January the 9th. Actually, I'll give you credit. When was he picked up? This morning or yesterday?
This morning at 2:20 in the morning.
Well, he spent some time in jail. You pay $310 by January the 9th. Any balance waived? There is no balance, because I'm giving you $10 credit for the last few hours. Come on.
After all that, he tries to help him. Although the excuses are absolutely stupid. The nose ring is stupid, and the interrupting was stupid. But he did plead to it, and he's trying to make it right, it seems.
Don't get in the habit of a lot of these other guys, will you? You're going to just make your life miserable.
I know.
Enough without doing that. Judges are not unreasonable. You go talk to them. Judge, I don't have the money. Nobody's going to give you a hard time as long as you go in there and are up front. You're not brought in handcuffs. Best of luck. Thanks, Detective. Jonathan Glenn Compton.
I'm sorry, Judge. I missed the date it cut out that you gave him.
He's going to pay by the 9th, Friday.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thanks. Jonathan Glenn Compton.
I've got. Oh, Miss King.
Yeah, I didn't stay for the rest of that. I probably should have, just based on that pronunciation, but I didn't.
Well, you've been pretty good for me. I didn't say a darn thing. Let's do yours before I do the other. Those are Mr. Holiday. Eagle Point versus Cheryl Reeves and Tiffany Reeves.
Brianna Kingsley appearing on behalf of the.
Okay, this is Alyssa's fault. You're gonna absolutely hate it.
Linda.
Okay, and let's see. I got. Do I have Tiffany or Cheryl Reeves? I got Tiffany there, I think. Tiffany, if you get on mute for me there.
I'm here.
There you go. All right. And we're ready to proceed with a
Go grab my phone, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On this matter. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Do you want a brief resuscitation of the facts?
You can if you just want to do real
Yeah. Short and sweet. So this action was initiated under MCL 657-1-4 based on health hazard and damage to the property. A 7-day notice was issued on November 4th. Now, it's my understanding the defendants don't actually reside in the home, may not reside in the home. However, all of their items remain in the home and they have not returned keys to my client. So at this point, we are ready to proceed. May I call my first witness?
You may.
Thank you. I believe
I see what you did there, Jim.
my property manager is present. Julie,
Yes.
can you swear her in, please?
Why don't you raise your right hand? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Kingsley?
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please state your name for the record?
Julie Lashinsky.
And what is your occupation?
I'm the community manager for Eagle Point Creek.
And how long have you been the manager there?
It'll be about 2 years now.
Oh, I didn't know it. Oh, and in your capacity as manager at Eagle Point Creek, what exactly does your job involve? Does it involve handling lease agreements, repair requests, sending notices to tenants, that sort of thing?
Yep, all of that.
And in your capacity as manager, are you familiar with the tenancy of Cheryl Reeves and Tiffany Reeves at 64 Starling Drive, Swartz Creek, Michigan, 48473?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I proceed to share my screen? I have a few exhibits.
Oops.
Oh, there's all sorts of leading in this, which is fine.
Yeah, me too.
30.
Should be able to. Right?
Oh, it says I have to send a request. Okay, I just sent a
Oh,
request.
did you? Yeah. Usually I've got it already set up for you, but apparently I didn't do it. Should be all set now.
Okay, let me see. All right. Zoom trials are interesting. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep, I can. And Miss Reeves, are you there? Can you see the screen too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So I'm showing you plaintiff's proposed exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this exhibit?
Yes, this is a lease.
Okay. And who requested that this document be created? Did the defendants?
Well, so the lease is between the tenants and then also Eagle Point Creek.
And was the lease agreement kept in your regularly conducted course of business at Eagle Point Creek?
Yes.
And maintained as part of the defendant's tenancy records?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time I would move for entry of plaintiff's proposed exhibit number 1, the defendant's lease agreement. Oh, Judge, I can't hear you. I'm not sure if you were...
Oh boy, it's my mic for some reason. Ms. Reeves, any objection to
No.
that exhibit? Okay. People's Exhibit 1, I'm sorry, Plaintiff's Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Okay. And can you identify for the court when the lease agreement was signed? I'm not sure. Here, let me zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. I have a paper copy as well. So it looks like it would have been signed November 7th of 2016. I was not the community manager at that point.
So are they considered month-to-month tenants at this point?
Yes. Yep.
Yes, because when we wanted to do another lease, they went.
Ms. Reed.
Teresa, yeah, I appreciate that. I'll give you a chance to talk to. Just let's get through her first, and I'll get you a chance to testify. Okay.
Okay, now let's turn to page number 3. Now specifically referring to the paragraph labeled as maintenance, repairs, and damage of the premises. Can you identify for the court what that states?
Yeah. Are you referring to Section 8?
Section 8, correct.
Okay, so it's maintenance, repairs, and damage of the premises. Throughout the term of the lease, tenant shall maintain the premises in good condition and shall allow no waste of the premises or any utilities. Tenant shall be liable for any damage to the premises or to landlord's other property that is caused by the acts or omissions of the tenants or tenant's guests. Tenant shall pass on landlord's demand to replace any broken window glass on the premises or any lost or broken keys.
Okay, and now let's flip to page number 4, paragraph 13, access to the premises. Can you describe for the court, what does that say?
It just says that the tenant shall allow the landlord and landlord's agents reasonable access to the premises to inspect, repair, alter, or improve the premises.
Thank you. Now let's scroll down to paragraph number 19. A, default and landlord's remedies. Can you identify for the court, briefly describe what does this provision relate to?
So it says that if the tenant defaults on any obligations under the lease or misrepresents any information, the landlord may, on written notice to the tenant, terminate the lease and enter the premises as permitted by law.
So this provision also allows Eagle Point Creek to end the tenancy upon notice being provided, correct?
Correct, yes.
All right. Now I'm going to show you a series of photos. Your Honor, since there's numerous photos, what I did was I was going to request they be entered as plaintiff's proposed exhibit 2A through LL. So they're all related, if you don't have an objection to that, once I lay the foundation.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Lay foundation first. I'm sorry, they're A through LL?
A through LL, yes.
Don't worry, it gets worse. Actually, Lau saw this video and said that's disgusting.
All right,
Okay.
we'll go ahead and lay foundation for me.
Okay. So, as I stated, these are labeled as plaintiff's proposed exhibit number 2A through LL. They're numerous photos.
Stinky Backyard Margaret said no way.
Can you advise the court of when these photos were taken?
I believe that they were December 16th. I can look it up if you need an exact date.
An approximation is fine about what time or when they were taken in December, correct?
Yeah, because I didn't know.
They were taken in December. Let's see here. It would have been, I believe, the 13th, because it was on a Saturday, and we posted notice on the door that we were entering the premises more than 24 hours beforehand.
Okay. All right. I'm going to briefly just...
I'm sorry, is that 2025, this last year?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, 2025.
Okay.
December
I'm just going to
13th.
briefly start going through some of these photos so that you can get familiar with them. Now, these photos were taken, as you stated, in December of 2025. Now, do they accurately represent the
All right. So let's review. Don't ever represent yourself in court. Don't ever be a landlord. And please, under no circumstances, absolutely none, do you ever get married.
condition of the property that you have? Okay.
If you already screwed that up, fine, try to write it out. Good luck to you. But if you haven't, don't do it.
Now, these sort of photos, are these kept in your regularly conducted business as tenancy records for the defendants?
Yes.
Okay. They're kept, okay. Your Honor, based on my client's testimony that the records are kept in regularly conducted business, I would move for entry of them. I can briefly just continue to scroll through them if you'd like to see them.
I want to see the kitchen.
Judge, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Wait, it's weird. It's my mic somehow. Who took the photos?
The maintenance. I
Maintenance?
manage off-site, so maintenance went in and took photos of the premises.
And then the maintenance provides them to you, or how does that happen then?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So they sent the photos to me through like the telephone, and then what I did is I labeled all of the photos so that way we could tell what the photos were of.
Okay, and your maintenance person that took the photos, were you in communication with that person then?
The entire time, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, and so he or she said, okay, I've got however many photos, I'm going to send them to you. Is that what basically the conversation was?
Yep. Yep. So we had agreed to set up a time for maintenance to go in. We made the post. Maintenance also actually took a video while they were taking photos, so that way there would be proof and evidence that they didn't disturb anything and they didn't move any of the tenant's possessions.
Okay, and Ms. Kinsey, I didn't want to overstep at all. I just, one last question then. Who's the maintenance person that took the photos?
His name is R.D. Edwards.
I'm sorry, R.G.?
R.D., so Raymond, and then we always
R.D.
just call him R.D., like D as in David.
Okay. Oh my God. R.D. Edwards, and you're familiar with him. You've worked with him throughout a period of time?
Yes, he is the on-site maintenance man. He has lived there all of his life. He was there before me, so I'm in communication with him.
All right, that's
pretty much
good.
24 hours a day.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Ms. Kings. That's all the questions I have just for.
Not at all. Based on that, then, Your Honor, I would move for admission of the photos as plaintiffs exhibits 2A through 2LL.
2A through 2LL. And Ms. Reeves, any objection?
I didn't know what you were doing for this. My thing is, I got in contact with the maintenance guy, and he said that Julie was going in and take the photos.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm gonna have to object. I mean,
Yeah. This is just whether or not there's a reason to not have those admitted. Do you have any reason why they shouldn't be admitted? And I'll give you a chance to argue about the photos, but any reason they shouldn't be admitted for me to see?
I mean, go ahead. We just didn't. We've been trying to move out of there, but the mold, you can't be in there.
All right. Plaintiffs exhibits 2A through 2LL are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, based on these photos, can you describe some of the issues experienced? I'll just briefly scroll through some of them. For example, the one on the screen right now, can you briefly describe what it's depicting?
Yeah, so as of right now, there's no heat or electricity to the home. So all of the toilets and pipes have been frozen now. So I'm guessing, I mean, we won't know until it's turned back on, but typically in these situations, the porcelain is cracked, the pipes can burst. There's just a lot of issues when a home is allowed to freeze.
And 2 points of clarification. You're referring to specifically the toilet that I've shown a couple photos of as far as freezing, correct?
Correct, yes. It's a 2-bathroom unit, so there are 2 toilets, and we have pictures of both toilets. There's also pictures of the tub as well.
I just pulled up the photo of the tub, Your Honor, with the water lines, just so you can see. Okay, and then the second point of clarification, who is responsible for maintaining the electric and the gas to the home?
Per the lease, it would be the tenant.
Okay, so the tenants would be the one to request to have both of those turned off, correct?
Which we did.
Correct.
All right, I'm just going to scroll through a couple more photos to have you give some more information to the judge. Now, can you describe this?
Yes. So the tenant has requested maintenance repairs, and we've discussed with the tenant. I personally have discussed with the tenant multiple times. We're not able to repair the home because we're actually not able to carry the tools and supplies that we need to the areas that need to be repaired. The tenant, so this is the kitchen, which there's more photos like previously. You can see the area where we would need to like come in. So this area in front of the door where there's like clothes and items, that's one hallway where we could access the kitchen to bring in supplies, but that's completely blocked. We're not able to bring in any supplies to get countertop or the drawers repaired. Right here where the blue quilt is, that is the back door, the exit. So because the front area is blocked, and we would typically be able to access the back door, but the back door is locked as well. So both areas are preventing us from completing the repairs.
So to clarify, both points of entry into the home are currently blocked, preventing you from proceeding, correct?
Correct, yes.
And so would you state, Ms. Reeves?
Yeah.
Sir, Ms. Reeves?
Yeah. So.
No, can you, Your Honor, can you just please have the defendant remain silent until it's her turn?
Yeah. I did, Ms. Reeves, just there's some feedback on your mic there. Just stay quiet and I'll give you a chance, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So based on the condition as depicted in these photos, would you say that it's interfered with your ability to perform the necessary repairs to the home?
Yes, completely.
Has it interfered with your ability to maintain your property?
No. Yes.
Okay. Would you state that it's interfered with your job duties as manager to ensure that your property is kept in repair?
Yes, 100%. As of right now, because of the tenant's behavior, we have multiple appliances. That's a picture of the appliance that the refrigerator and the freezer that is now filled with mold because there hasn't been any electricity to it. I mean, there's just so much damage at this point that we just are requesting that the tenant vacate so we can make repairs to the home.
And at this point, are you concerned for ongoing damage to the property?
Yes, in the picture of the kitchen, the window above the sink has been left open, so there is snow and rain and sleet that's actually covering like the countertop, and it's making everything worse in the home right now. There's the pictures that are labeled about the bedroom with the mold issue. The amount of items that are between the door and the area where the mold, we can see that there is an issue, but we can't access it to even assess where the issue is coming from.
Understood. And the window that you're referring to in the kitchen, is this one depicted in this photo?
Yes. Yep. With the bright colorful curtains right there.
Okay. Are you concerned at all about a potential fire hazard based on the condition of the home?
100%. And honestly, if there was a fire, I would be concerned about the safety of the firefighters because there is a lot of debris that they would have to get through in order to try and remediate the fire.
And based on the condition of the property, are you concerned at all about an environment for pestilence to occur as well?
100%, especially since, again, there's no heat or electricity. There's also windows that are left open. So, I mean, and we can't see what is going on underneath everything.
Understood. I'm going to show you plaintiff's proposed exhibit number 3. Do you recognize this exhibit?
Probably has beaver moles.
Yes. Yep. This is what we had sent in November. And we had just asked that they clean up the unit so then that way we could go in and make the necessary repairs. And if they didn't clean it up, yeah.
And who signed the document?
It would have been the attorney under my, I emailed the attorney, Casey Matson.
So an attorney from my office, correct?
Correct, yes.
A representative from my office. Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move for entry and publication of plaintiff's proposed exhibit number 3, the demand for possession.
Okay. Any objection, Ms. Reese?
No.
Okay. People's exhibit, I'm sorry, he's on my wrong docket. Plaintiff's exhibit 3 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, can you describe to the court what is the reason given for why the tenancy is being terminated?
Excessive amounts of clutter, debris, and trash accumulated on the inside and the outside of the unit, creating a fire hazard and environment for pestilence to occur and hazard to other residents in the community.
Okay. Now, according to paragraph 2, it identifies one of 2 things need to occur within 7 days from the date. Can you outline for the court, did either one of those things occur?
No.
Okay. And so as of today's date, the home remains in the condition previously described?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the date for them to have everything either repaired or to be vacated?
There was none.
So it would have been 7 days from the 4th, which should have been like the 11th.
Okay. All right. Did they vacate?
No.
No, we're living there in the fucking
But
home.
to your knowledge, are they residing in the home?
No, to our knowledge, they're not residing in the home. But with all of their items in there, I don't think that we're able to move forward until their items are removed or we get a...
So you still don't have full possession back of the property, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And what relief are you seeking from the court today?
Just possession of the premises so that way we can turn the electricity back on and start repairs in the cleanout process.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. I don't have any more questions for my witness.
Outrageous.
Okay. I stopped sharing my screen, I think.
Do you have any questions for this witness?
Are you talking? I'm sorry. I just have an issue on it. That's it. If I can just state my point of view.
Okay, and I'll give you a chance to do that as well, but no questions for Ms. Lashinsky?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Ms. Kingsley, any other witnesses first?
No, Your Honor.
No? Okay. Ms. Reeves, do you have any witnesses besides yourself?
My mom, but that's about it.
Do you want to call, is your mom on here?
She's right here.
I'm sorry?
She's right here.
Do you want her, is she going to testify?
Are you?
Yeah, I'll testify. Yes, I will testify.
Okay, ma'am, what I need you to do, raise your right hand for me. Can you get on video by chance? Or not? If not, we'll just leave it alone. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ma'am, why don't you raise your right hand? Or actually, both of you. We'll do it that way. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give me the truth? Both of you? Okay. Okay, Ms. Reese, first of all, are you going to question your mom first?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay, why don't you, it's up to you. Why don't you, she's leaving you. Maybe she's not going to testify.
I'll just do it.
Okay, all right. You can go ahead, Ms. Reese.
Okay, so, and I requested, so she took these pictures and I didn't know about it. They knew we weren't living there, so I didn't know that they were going into the house. But I made the request back in May, even before that, a year prior, about our bathtub, like our faucet wasn't working. And I contacted him about it. And we waited a very long time. I got with maintenance. And he said that he had to wait for an approval from Julie. And he never got the approval. So then when our kitchen faucet was leaking, we told them. And he even came in May to take those pictures. So she has the proof back in May that our kitchen faucet was leaking. And it...
Oh my God. Your kitchen faucet was leaking. So all this is justified. So you can destroy a place, not have utilities going, leave the windows open, let everything just go to hell and leave all your possessions and crap in a place and move. I don't even know what the hell they're asking for.
It made mold underneath the sink to where our counter was falling apart. And she has the text messages on that. So, and we had water coming up to the floor, which they knew that too. She also has the pictures on those too. But she did not want to make that. She didn't go ahead with the proceeding. Like, we had it cleaned out to where they could have came in and made the repairs, and she wouldn't let them do it. So, like, we had to turn the bathroom faucet on to take a bath with players because she wouldn't do it. And every time I question maintenance on it, and we can never get a hold of her, so she does not live in the trailer park. I don't know if that makes anything about it, but anytime you try to get a hold of her, she does not get back with you. You have to go through maintenance. And then when you go through maintenance, she gets very angry about it. And when I contacted maintenance after I found out about her entering the home, he said that she was entering the home. He did not say he was entering the home. Yeah, so and the mold, like I said, for the counter was because she would not get that fixed. And we were starting the process of moving out of there because I couldn't live there. My mom had health issues from the mold, and he specifically said when he came in to take pictures and videos of the mold that was in there, he said that he could not last a day because of all that mold.
I have to object just to hearsay, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah. Unless you've got someone here to testify about that, it's objection sustained. I don't think we got anybody.
Thank you, Your
Objection
Honor.
sustained. Okay.
I mean, that's about it, because like I said, she's the one that we told them prior about the mold. And
Okay. Ms. Kingsley, do you have any questions for her?
No, Your Honor. I think everything has been laid out.
No. Ms. Reese, I guess I got a couple questions for you, though. How does that mold have anything to do with the other conditions in that property?
because we were moving stuff out of there.
Well, oh boy, it looks like every room's packed full of things.
Yeah, we couldn't get back in there because I can't be in there with that mold, and neither can my mom. So we were trying to get as much as done possible.
I see. And who did you have somebody come in and look at the mold? Code enforcement officer? Anybody?
No, we just had our maintenance man do it.
I see. And where was the mold at?
You'll see it in the kitchen, like by the counter underneath the kitchen counter. The counter is separating from the wall, and there's mold on the wall in the kitchen counter. That's what we asked to be done, and she wouldn't get it done.
Did she say she wasn't going to get it done, or what?
She said that she needed more proof of like the pictures, which she got the pictures of all the mold and said that nothing was cleaned out right there, which we had everything cleaned out to where they would come in, and our maintenance guy said they would have to rip out the whole wall, and he wasn't for sure how much mold would be behind that wall because of the water leaking so much.
Okay. Okay. When did you move off the property then?
I want to say it was about June.
June of this last year?
Yes.
And you left everything else at the property like that?
Yep. And there is no clutter outside, so I don't know where they think that there is. So.
Did you turn the water off?
No, we could not.
No, didn't turn the water off. What about the electricity?
We turned that off, yes.
How did you turn the electricity off? Did you call?
Consumers, yes.
Yeah. What about the water then? Why could you call?
You couldn't turn the water off unless we are officially moved out of there.
Okay, so and you were moved out since June. Did you call to have the water turned off after June?
No. No, something about they wouldn't do it until they contacted Eagle Point, because it's through Eagle Point.
Okay. So you just kind of left it like it was leaking?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, he turned off the maintenance guy turned off our faucet sink, so there is no water to our sink in the kitchen. Just,
okay.
You know.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Tell me answers. No? Ms. Kingsley, anything based on questions I asked, I guess?
I don't think so. I think you've gone through everything that I had in my head.
Okay. All right. Ms. Reeves, any other witnesses? Is your mom going to testify, or is that it?
I mean, that's it.
Ms. Kingsley, it's your call. Any rebuttal witnesses?
No rebuttal witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. We can proceed then for argument. And Ms. Kingsley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe in light of the foregoing and the aforementioned items, in addition to all the exhibits provided by plaintiff, it's clear that there's an ongoing and extensive damage to my client's property. The defendants have admitted that they've turned off the electric and the gas. That right there in itself provides damage or could provide additional damage to the property. The photos depict that it's nearly inaccessible to go through the hallways to make these alleged repairs. So while they've raised these issues, how is my client able to go in and fix them when the property looks the way that it does in the condition that it's in? So at this point, we are requesting entry of a judgment of possession. Since this is a health hazard matter, on our complaint, we did request an immediate order of eviction. So we are going to request that both a judgment of possession enter as well as an immediate order of eviction enter.
Ms. Reeves, any final arguments?
No.
No. Heard testimony from two witnesses, and I've viewed exhibits that were admitted. Plaintiffs exhibits 1, 2, and 3. Do you find, based upon the testimony's totality from both parties, as well as the exhibits that have been admitted, do you find that the premises is in a extremely hazardous condition? It's got extensive damage throughout the property, given the photos that have been admitted. Do you find as well that the electricity has been turned off somewhere around June of 2025? That was the date that the tenants moved out based on testimony. Electricity was turned off. However, water was not turned off. This property is still in possession of the tenants, Cheryl Reeves and Tiffany Reeves. Do you find that they should have at least secured the property better than it has been secured when they moved out of the property? It has turned into a condition that is clearly not only a fire hazard, but pestilent hazard for insects and rodents as well, given the conditions of the rooms, the extreme amount of debris that's in every single room. There's been some arguments with regard to a sink in the kitchen that has been leaking since they kind of possessed the property, but they were...
I agree, but these people are judgment proof. I guarantee it.
I'm finding hard to believe all of the tenants' testimony with regard to correcting the condition of a leaky sink compared to everything else I've seen in the property as well. Do you find this is a health and hazard condition warranting a judgment giving possession back to Eagle Point?
Thank you, Your Honor. May I submit an order of eviction as well? Oh. Judge, you're frozen? Janet, are you there? Can you hear me?
I mean, it's sad. I really thought Judge Goggins was a nice guy. You just go down right in the middle of an eviction hearing like that. It's outrageous.
Oh, okay. There you are, Judge. Okay.
Oh, he lives. It's all good.
I think you're muted, Judge.
Oh, yeah. Boy, it did
Sorry.
everything. It cut me
You
out and
froze.
muted me. Yeah.
You froze right after you said that you were entering a judgment of possession.
Oh,
So
okay.
my question was, can I submit an order of eviction as well?
Yep, and I was going on and on about that too, so you missed that part of it. Immediate eviction will occur. I was just going to ask, the only thing I was going to ask is, given the amount of items in the property, the immediate eviction, Miss Reeves, it looks like everything's been abandoned. Are there things on there that you wanted out of there?
There is a few things, yes.
What few things?
I have a curio cabinet filled with my precious moments that I would like to get out of there, and I have pictures on there that I'd like to get out of there too.
Miss Kingsley, I think what
Of course, a curio cabinet filled with precious moments. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is not worth getting.
I'll order immediate eviction, but if you could give them a day or two just to get, if there are some things out of there.
I can get it. Yeah, I can get it processed on my end today and get it FedEx to the court. And by the time it gets signed, it'll probably be a couple days anyway. And based on the court officer's schedule, I would anticipate it's probably going to be a couple of days before they can go out and execute. So
yeah, so if we're happy, I'm happy with that time frame. I mean, that makes sense. So Miss Reeves, you're going to have to get right over there and get things out right now, though. Okay.
Can I have like an extension? I am pregnant, so
I can't, given the conditions over there, it's horrible. It just absolutely is horrible. So you got to get somebody in there to get those things out for you. Okay.
Now, how many days do I have?
Well, I'm ordering immediate eviction, but there's going to be a delay because I'm not going to get the paperwork for likely a day or two. So I'm giving you a couple days to get everything moved out that you want out. Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Your Honor. I will get the
You're
paperwork
welcome.
submitted.
All right. Thank you to both sides.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Oh my God, let it go. Precious moments have no value. You can't afford it. You can't afford to get someone to pick them up. You can't do it. Please stop. Please stop. Let me see here. Well, damn. Went for a file I can't use. I guess that's it. It was a long one anyway. I saved the worst for last. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon.